And hello and welcome back. Today we are going to take a look at some replays. And the purpose of this is, I guess that, I just wanted to share, some general learnings and some general lessons I've had in the last couple of weeks while playing the TEC-faction. So I just want to take a look at some general ideas that you should have, and in particular in the late game while going in as tech. In the late game, and just to see what we can learn. So my idea here is that we're going to take a look at 3 replays. So first we're going to do an introduction, which is what I'm doing right now, and then we're going to take a look at 3 replays. The first 2 of these replays, I actually lose the games, so I make some mistakes. So I thought that we could look at those replays and just see what we can learn from those mistakes and just in general while playing the TEC-faction. And the last of the replays here is going to be a little bit longer, and it's going to show a little bit what can happen if you execute a late game a bit more successfully than in the first 2 games. But just as an introduction, I thought I would like to center the discussion here, or to center the video around some particular theme. And I thought that the theme that I could come up with here was that I would like to center the video around what I take to be the TEC-faction's identity, or sort of the general fantasy that goes around when playing this faction. And I guess it's good to start with the weaknesses. So I think the biggest weakness in my experience with the TEC-faction, as I've experienced it at least, is their lacking mobility. So the TEC-faction doesn't have very great mobility compared to the other races, I would argue, or it doesn't have as obvious or straightforward mobility tools, at least. So for example, the Vasari faction can get phase gates, of course, and the phase gates, once they're deployed, allows you to jump between any other world that has a phase gate. And Advent, while they don't have phase gates and are not quite as mobile as the Vasari, they do have access to the Unity ability, which is called Recall. So they can always, kind of press the Recall ability and sort of cheat their way to get their fleet back to their home planet, which is a very nice mobility option that the Advent has in their back pockets at all times. But Tech doesn't have any of that. So Tech is sort of going to be a little bit more static in how they play. And they need to be, as Tech, you need to be very careful about when and how you push out of your territory. So I took this first kind of replay here, as I thought, just to take an initial example. So let's say, for example, that you find yourself in this position. Okay, so we're in a free-for-all game here. We did a 6v6 free-for-all. And you find yourself in this position. I've eliminated one other player. So I've kind of captured 2 systems. However, I know that light blue here also has eliminated 1 player. So it's eliminated white. And I also know that orange is sort of on the warpath here as well, and about to eliminate green. So I know that I have a bunch of planets. I am quite ahead. I have a bunch of planets here, but I know that my opponents are also gonna be very strong. And since it's a free-for-all, I can be attacked in both directions here. And my opponent's playing Vasari, so of course they have access to the phase gates, and my opponent is playing Advent, so they have access to the Recall. And I'm playing Tech. And what's happening here, you see, like, I've expanded a lot. I have a lot of planets. But of course, getting from one side to the other here is very cumbersome. Like, there's a lot of jumps. I can be attacked on both sides. Like, I don't have vision here. I could potentially be attacked by light blue. I could also be potentially attacked with... that's why I'm sending the scouts here to check it out. But of course, I could potentially be attacked by orange as well. So I've kind of positioned my army over here in the middle. I'm trying to, I'm guessing, yeah, I'm actually preparing to go kind of pressure orange, I guess. But I don't really have vision. But in any case, maybe I should have gone for these planets actually in the middle instead. Yeah, probably. Well, but in any case, I can be attacked on both sides. It's very difficult or very cumbersome for me to have to jump to both sides. And I don't have the mobility options available that some of the other races have. So, and especially in cases of when capital victory is active, so you lose the game instantly if your capital planet gets destroyed. Of course, it is quite even more of a disadvantage to not have access to this mobility as tech, because I mean, if you push out too far, and in a free-for-all especially, if someone just rushes for your home planet while I'm out here with my army in the middle of nowhere trying to get someone, they can just rush for my home planet. And I mean, no matter how much defenses I have, I mean, given that their army is strong enough, they're going to punch through those defenses and I just instantly die, right? So it is very, very important with tech to kind of prepare and be very diligent about when and how you push out. I mean, of course, just as an introduction, there are some ways to cheat here. So of course you could, if you have access to this minor faction, for instance, Vitorak Transport Cabal, they actually, in their max rank, if you have 10 influence points, you can actually tell them to deploy phase gates, which can be very nice as tech. So that's something to look out for in the late game. So you can kind of cheat your way into getting phase gates through using influence. If you have a teammate, you can also kind of cheat your way to getting phase gates. If you communicate with your teammate, you can gift your planet, and you can kind of tell your, you can, like, I could like give my could give a teammate a planet here, perhaps, at a crucial point. And I could tell my teammate to just build a phase gate here. And I could use this phase gate because they're my teammate. So yeah, I would of course lose one planet, but my teammate will still get it. And the mobility, then I will have access to all of this mobility. So that's another way to cheat some mobility here. You can also, like, if you're afraid of raids to your home planet while you're not there with your army, you could of course go for also the Pronast United defense fleet. So if you get 6 influence points for you can send in the defense fleets here with Pronast United, which is very nice. So and also, of course, since you have this lacking mobility, you may want to engage in the practice of splitting your army at times as tech. So you might want to send half your army in one direction and half your army in the other direction, because you want to sort of cover both sides. Of course, it's going to weaken your army quite a bit on either side, but when it comes to sort of defending your territory, keeping your territory safe, it might be necessary. So okay, but with that being said, let's go into the first replay here and see what we can learn from it. So I see you there. Alright, so here we are with the first replay, and yeah, for this first replay, I guess I'll just try to give a little bit of a rundown of the situation here. So I'm having division so we can see all of the players here just for convenience sake. So yeah, of course, you can see this is a game that it's a 3 versus 3 free-for-all. And the game has been going on quite a while. It's been going on for 2 hours. So it's a very, very long game. We have Red here, who is playing Advent, who has quite a bit of an army, and we also have Orange, who also has quite a bit of an army. He's playing Tech. However, I mean, this game has been going on quite a while, and as I said, and even though they have quite a bit of an army, I have the clearly superior army, and I've been having the clearly superior army for a long time. You can see I have like 2,000 supply. These guys only have, yeah, our other tech player here has about 1,000 supply, and the other has 1,500 supply. And yeah, so I have the clearly superior army, and I should be in a good position to win this game. However, both of these players know that, so they know that I have the strongest army, and they've kind of been engaging in this little cat and mouse game here, where they kind of, you know, Orange goes in on one side, and then once I go to defend, he goes back, and then Red attacks me on the other side, and once I go there to defend, Orange comes back and attacks me, and this has been going on like for the entire game, so they're not really attacking each other, which is very frustrating for me, and I was very frustrated this game, but of course this is this is just a part of the game. But it's a free-for-all. They've been kind of helping each other here. Even though they're not a team, I mean, they are still opponents. They haven't, yeah. So the teams are set in stone, so you can't change teams. But they're still helping each other, which is annoying for me, but part of the game. But in this game, I'm getting a little bit impatient. I've been playing for 2 hours. I know I have the best army. I'm tired of running back and forth like a million times. So here I'm kind of getting ready to kind of, I feel like, yeah, now I just want to go in and kill one of them. Because if I can kill one of them, because it's home planet victory, if I can kill one of them, then my army is going to be clearly superior, and as long as I can defend against the other player, I'm going to just win for free. And I feel like I can get this other player, Orange, here. That's my idea, because I have only like 2 jumps to his let's see, 3 jumps to his home planet. I feel like I can get this guy. I decide to go for Orange. I know Red is probably going to attack me, but I feel safe at the moment. I have, let's see now. Yeah, I have a star base with planetary shields here and 2 phase jump inhibitors, which I thought, well, maybe that can buy some time. I also have a star base here at home and also a phase jump inhibitor. I have a bunch of, or at least some, hangar defenses, a couple of retrofit base, and I feel like, okay, yeah, maybe this can buy enough time. I'm just gonna go for it. So let's run the game. We're going to speed, go for a speedy speed here with, so that we get somewhere today. So I decided to jump in. I'm trying to get this guy now. And I'm getting his asteroid. My plan is to sort of see what happens here, how they react. I take this asteroid, and I think, yeah, Orange decides to jump to my planet here. So he goes to this planet and attacks me. So here I just commit. I decide, okay, let's go for his home planet. So you see, yeah, I'm sending everything. It doesn't have phase jump inhibitors. I have a massive army. I'm just running past. So yeah, he says rushing my cap is pretty rude. Yeah, and I'm gonna try and do it. I'm a rude person. So I'm going to try and rush his capital ship, or his capital planet, and just slow down to 5 times speed here. So I'm going to attack him here. I know I'm gonna win this fight. I mean, I have a Titan and he doesn't, and I just have way more supply than him. So yeah, I'm just killing this star base just because I want to get rid of it. And you can see here, now red, of course, is going to start attacking me. And I think that, I think, okay, well, I have time here. Like, he's still on this planet. He doesn't seem to be rushing my home planet yet. So I feel like, oh, I have time. And even if he does rush my home planet, I think that, well, I have some phase jump inhibitors here. I have a planetary shield. Probably I can, you know, kill this planet here, kill the Terran planet, and just come back in time. And yeah, so let's just see what happens. Red attacks me. I'm in here trying to get him. So I get his star base. I'm trying to go for his army now because I don't want his entire army shooting at me while I'm bombing the planet. I lose some of my capital ships here, which is not great. I mean, because I mean, of course, losing capital ships is always bad, but in this case, it's particularly bad because it means that I will have less things to bomb his planet, and the planet has quite a bit of health. So it's gonna take quite a long time more to kill it. So yeah, I should have been thinking about that. I should have been a little bit more protective of my capital ships here. But in any case, just keep attacking. I am winning this fight for sure. I know I'm winning this fight. You see, yeah, I'm losing some of my supply here, but yeah, it isn't looking too bad. He has a bunch of K-lev Gauss frigates, which is why my capital ships are kind of dying. But that's fine. Okay, so we'll see what happens now. He's been destroying my primordial planet. Now, of course, he's gonna go for the next planet. And now he notices my starbase and the phase jump inhibitors, so he goes for that. And of course his army is so great that he's gonna get this eventually, I know that. But I think that I kind of... Okay, so I have this jump here, I can jump here to this, from his home planet to the volcanic planet. I can jump to this asteroid, and then I'm back quite quickly here, I think. So I still feel quite safe. I feel like I can get this guy's home planet and then come back and defend in time. Especially since I have these star bases. And if I can, I think I'm definitely going to win. So I just continue and now I'm start bombing. And here's where I make my first mistake. Here's where I make a big mistake here. So you see, I'm bombing this planet. I have capital ships. Quite a few capital ships still that are bombing the planet. I've basically killed his entire army. He doesn't have anything here. So what I should do is, right now, my army isn't needed here. Like, I've already killed this army. I could just send most part, or at least maybe most of my army even, to go back to my home planet already, so that they can buy time while these guys bomb the planet, my capital ships bomb the planet, and then come back. But I don't do that, so this is a very big mistake on my part. So I just keep all of my army here, even though it's not needed. So you see, my army is kind of like going around killing his buildings here, which is not the best. Like, it doesn't do anything. I mean, given that I'm gonna kill his... given that I'm getting his capital planet here, which I am going to get eventually, doesn't matter that I kill all of these buildings. It's completely inconsequential to the entire situation. So yeah, this is a very big mistake, and red is sort of stalling here, but he's gonna realize soon that so he realizes that I'm at his home planet. So yeah, I got this planet now, so I eliminate orange. And now my thought is, okay, so he is actually here still at this volcanic planet. So I think, okay, well, I only have 2 jumps, right? Like, I can jump back here, it's no problem. I'm like, this starbase at my home planet should buy enough time, so I'm like, yeah, of course. I'm kind of in a bit of trouble here, but once I get here, I mean, I can kill his entire army probably. And if I do, he doesn't have an army, I'll just go and get his home planet afterwards. So I'm like okay, he's getting my planets, but I'm still feeling quite good about this situation. I feel like, yeah, I only have 2 jumps, right? So yeah, I get this planet. Now I begin sending my entire army back. he writes in the all chat that he's going for this homeworld. Yeah, they don't think I will get back in time. And at this point, I'm like, I'm not so sure about that, man. Like, I have only 2 jumps here. And I have like quite a strong starbase. I think it's like completely upgraded. Yeah, it has a bunch of upgrades. It has a planetary shield, so you can't bomb the planet without killing the starbase. I feel good here. Like, feel like, oh man, like I should probably get back in time. My ships are already jumping. They should be able to stall for time. So we move on. Red is going straight for my home planet now. He doesn't give 2 craps about my asteroids. I think that's a good call by him, given that he wants to get me. And you see what happens here? Now I actually missed it, so I'm gonna just go back 2 seconds here. So this is a really unfortunate thing that happens here. So you can see I think I have 2 jumps, right? I think I have 2 jumps to get back. But you see what ends up happening? I didn't account for this, but the phase lanes actually change here so that this jump between the asteroid and this volcanic planet actually disappears. So here I was like, oh my gosh, no. I'm not going to be able to send my army here. I'm going to have to jump even more times. And not only that, not only does this phase lane with the asteroid change at the worst possible time, this phase lane also changes. So you see, like, this primordial planet was a phase lane between this primordial planet and this volcanic planet. But that also ends up changing. So now I have to kind of jump. Now I have to jump 2 more times to get there. And I was really pissed off by this during the game. I was really frustrated. I was like, oh, come on, man. And now I have to jump twice more. And yeah, this is just too long. I end up losing the game. My starbase holds on for a while. Some small number of my ships get here. But I do end up losing the game. Nothing I can do about it. And this is all like, I mean, again, considering TEC's weakness here, their lack of mobility. I don't have phase gates, I don't have recall, I have to jump all of these jumps to get back. There are some tools that I could have used, which I didn't use. I didn't get. This was a mistake. We're gonna see that in one of my more successful games, but you can see this upgrade here in the civilian tree is actually very nice. If you have friendly unit dominant culture bonus, you can get max speed on your ships when you're in your empire's culture, so that increases some mobility. I didn't get that this game. It was a big mistake. My ships would have been a little bit faster then, but I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure if these 2 extra jumps mattered if I would have lost the game. But of course, this sealed my fate. We continue here. I end up losing the game. He's going to get my starbase here, yeah, of course, if my army was able to get back, I would just instantly win. But my starbase holds on for a while, but not for too long. And yeah, he just starts focusing it now. My ships are still over here. You can see they're kind of getting almost here. But they have too many jumps left. Maybe these 2 extra jumps made a difference. So now he gets that, and he's going to, of course, end up bombing my planet, and I lose the game. So that is the first replay, kind of illustrating what can go wrong if you're not aware, or if you're not aware enough of the dangers of pushing out of your territory, especially when there's capital victory, and the lacking mobility of the TEC-faction. So this was the first example, and yeah, let's go on to the next. All right, and here we are with the second replay. And yeah, this is going to be an illustration of well, this is not really a late game situation. This is more of a sort of mid game situation, but I still thought it would be a nice example here of sort of lacking mobility and just in general of how to respond to situations like yeah, in a healthy manner. So you can see my ally here is this is a 2v2 game, and my ally here is my good friend Flash Def. So we're actually in voice comms here playing together. So he's playing Vasari, I'm playing Tech. I have all of these planets. I'm approaching 40 minutes, which is about the time when I usually attack, and I have been building up my army here, so I have a very strong army. I'm about to attack Pink. I know that Pink has his army here because I scouted it before. And I also know that it isn't a very high quality army. He has defensors, he has skirmishers, so like tier 1 ships and only one capital ship. So I know my army is much better than his. And yeah, I decide to go in. And we'll just see what happens here. So I'm going to decide to go in. And you can see here, I'm just going to, you know, annihilate his army. He decides to fight me, which, yeah, it's not gonna work. So I just destroy his army. And I'm feeling good. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be an easy win. I'm going to get Pink here. It's not gonna be a problem. And yeah, let's continue. I think, oh, I'm just gonna go rush him down now. Not a problem. And then, what happens? Yellow, who is attentive here, decides that, oh well, I'll just send a raid to his home planet. And of course, he sent this space raid here with the level 6. I don't have quite enough influence here, so I can't do it myself. We don't have access to the Pronounced United Defense Force in either case, but so I don't have any influence to defend this with. He ends up sending this raid. Now, there are various ways I could respond to this. I mean, the most obvious way here is, I mean, I killed a lot of his army. So, I mean, I know he has some here, but doesn't really matter. I could just select, like, box some of my army here like this, like that or something. And I could just tell it to go home. I know it's gonna make it there in time. I mean, he only has 2 bombers, or I mean, yeah, in retrospect, I think it's gonna make it in time. Like, even though it feels bad to like send your army back all of these jumps, I mean, it's not a problem. You can just do it. You're gonna get there eventually. My planet has 4,000 health. Only 2 bombers are gonna take quite a while to get it. It's gonna get there in time, right? Do I do that? No, I don't do that. I kind of panic here. So this is the first lesson. Like, when something unexpected happens, like, don't panic. Like, your response should of course be urgent when something unexpected happens. Like, this is my home planet, so this is like, I lose the game if I lose this planet, so of course my response here needs to be urgent. But it shouldn't be panicked. Like, you need to take at least a deep breath and assess the situation. Like, what's actually going on here? Like, what can I actually do? And I think that I kind of panic here and make the decision too quickly. I just try, okay, I'll just get him before I die. And I think I will be able to defend my home planet by other means. But it's like completely unnecessary for my entire army to be here. So I'm not sure why. This is just very uncreative, you know, just massing your entire army in an entire clump and just going in one direction. It's not very good. I don't end up sending part of my army back. I just try to go for pink. I decide I'm going to try and build ships to send in here to try to defend the bombers. But of course I notice, this is because of, I mean, not assessing the situation properly. I don't have the supply. Like, I already have 1,000 supply. and all of that supply is over here. So I can't be building more ships instantly. Like instead, and then again, I mean, probably still, I could probably send part of my army back even here, like maybe at least, and I might make it in time. I still don't do that. I kind of try to instead go for more supply, but it's like, yeah, I would have needed this before. Like now I have to wait for this entire research to complete, and then I can start getting ships to defend. It's just not a good decision. I send my army against this guy's home planet. Of course, I'm gonna get him eventually, but like this is such a bad trade. Like not, yeah, these bombers are still shooting, and this is also like a mistake. Like once you're trying to push out of your system, you should always be aware that your opponent might send raids or might send some harass or something. And again, since you're pushing out this tech, you always have to spend some time getting back. So you should really prepare before moving out. And here I didn't check. I definitely did not check the defensive boxes. Like when he sent this raid here, see, I don't have a defense upgraded. I don't have the Pronast United thing even, or yeah, Pronast United is not available here, so but there's an upgrade in any case that gives your planet extra health. I don't have turrets, I don't have hangar defenses, I don't have extra factories, so I just don't have any defense on my home planet, which is not good. I should really be prepared for the fact that someone could potentially send a raid. So I mean, that's another thing that could have helped here. If I just had a couple of defenses, this would have all been okay, but yeah, I didn't have that, so that's a mistake. And now I keep trying to go for him. I think what happens here is like these bombers keep bombing. The planet is at about half health. My supply is done, so I can get more ships now. I believe that I try to kind of, yeah, you see? I start getting light factories at this planet because I believe that, okay, now I can start sending in ships to try and get his bombers. If I can get his bombers, I don't care. If I get his bombers, he's only gonna get my buildings at least. At least I won't lose the game, right? My planet is going to live. I lose all of these buildings, but that's fine in the long run. And here I panic again. Like here I'm start building Cobalt light frigates because I think I'm gonna try and get these bombers. But here I make a second panicked mistake. I like instead of trying to amass the light frigates here for a little bit, just trying to get like a count of them and going in with them all at once. So I could like get perhaps 10 Cobalts or something like that and just go in and try to snipe the bombers. But I don't do that. Instead I start sending them in one at a time like an idiot. And of course they go around in this direction. He notices and he just starts focusing them. And yeah, they just die one at a time. They can't do anything. I just send them in one by one like an idiot, as I said. And I just end up losing the game in this really embarrassing way, just from one simple space raid. And it's just really dumb. And I mean, it's such a funny thing. Like, yeah, here it comes with another space raid. So of course, you know, don't do it like me. Don't panic, and try to before pushing out with your army, try to check your defensive boxes. Am I safe at home? You know, because I don't have this mobility, and yeah, it's just a combination of like, of course, this you know, if I had recall here or a phase gate, of course I could get back. That's not the main problem this game, of course. The main problem is I panicked. I didn't have a correct response. But a secondary issue here is, of course, lacking mobility of the TEC-faction. Although it is, of course, yeah, it's definitely a secondary issue, this game. But in any case, I think this illustrates well what can happen if you don't check defensive boxes before trying to move out. If you don't ensure that you're safe at home before trying to go out of your territory. So yeah, I end up dying in this very embarrassing way. Don't do that. Learn from my mistake. Don't do this. Yeah, we give him the GG here. And yeah, so that's enough for this replay. And let's now go to our third replay, which hopefully is a little bit more of a successful example. So see you there. And here we are with the third and final replay. And yeah, we've been talking a little bit about what I take to be sort of the weakness of tech, which is their lacking mobility. But let's also take a look at what you get in return. So what's actually the strength of the TEC-faction? And I mean, as the name suggests, with the Trader Emergency Coalition, I think their biggest strength, of course, lies in their production and their industry, their economic flexibility. So the TEC-faction has a very good production. They can just, get a really good economy, especially in the late game. And with that economy, they can just get more stuff than your opponent. So you can just start rebuilding a lot of stuff. You can get like a lot of star bases, a lot of defensive structures. You can get a ton of factories, which means that you can trade aggressively with your army. And even if you lose part of your army, or even if you lose like perhaps more of your army than your opponent, because you can rebuild your army so quickly, these aggressive trades where you kind of like on the surface level you trade unfavorably, you actually can come out on top because you can rebuild your army much faster than your opponent. And so this is a really nice thing with the TEC-faction. And yeah, so let's just take a look at the overall state of this game to kind of get an initial sense of what I mean here. So okay, so let's take a look. So what's going on here? I'm playing blue. This is a 6-player free-for-all game, or it was a 6-player free-for-all game. So we're not 6 players in this game anymore. There are 2 players that have been eliminated already. It's actually yellow, our Vasari player here who's playing yellow, who has eliminated 2 players already. So yellow is very, very strong. Yellow has captured 2 systems already. It has a huge amount of planets. I'm gonna just take a look real quick at how many planets this guy has. So yeah, yellow already has 24 planets, which is a huge number of planets. He has maxed out supply, 2,400 supply, which is absolutely insane. He has Titan already on the way, or he has had a Titan for quite a while. He's in Warfare 5 here. He's just researching a bunch of stuff to get his army really strong. And yeah, so yellow is a big problem here. Orange is, yeah, so and he's eliminated 2 players, so he has like all these planets to capture. He hasn't even captured this system yet. Orange is perhaps not the most experienced player, but since he's positioned next to me, I have to worry, and he has a Titan too. So since he's positioned next to me, I have to at least worry somewhat about getting attacked. And I'm in the process of eliminating white here. So I have a bunch of planets, not nearly enough as not nearly as many as yellow. So yellow has like 10 more planets than me. But I figure I'm going to get white here. I've kind of had this lengthy fight with him where I destroyed his Titan and killed his army. And now he has rebuilt his Titan, but of course the rest of his army just isn't there. I have just destroyed it. So yeah, just a Titan here isn't enough. I also have a Titan. So white is about to go down here. And I'm going to be able to capture this system and sort of catch up a little bit in planets. But of course, it's luckily for me, yellow is sort of positioned on the opposite side of me here. So I don't have to worry about him just yet. He is about to come to me eventually to attack me, but I have a little bit of time left, so that's why I'm still capturing the system. And just to see, like, now we're in this very late game situation where I have a supreme industry, and I think this situation here kind of illustrates what happens when you take this strength of the TEC-faction to its extreme, or at least it really felt like that in game. So you can see I'm already in civilian 5 research tech. I've researched pervasive economy. I have industrial juggernaut, which means that my ships rebuild extremely quickly. I have all of this culture going, so I have insurgency. Yeah, so I'm playing tech primacy, of course, so I have insurgency. I have these culture upgrades. You can see my culture spread here is extremely nice. I have like culture across the entire galaxy in my system. And I also, if you just take a look at some of my plans here, like, because I have this amazing economy here, I've kind of, fortified my my planets very well. So, like, you see, I'm out here attacking. Of course, I always have to worry about being attacked from the other side, but I'm sort of not worried about that. First of all, I've scouted out orange. So I've kind of scouted here before, so I know that Orange's army isn't here or isn't ready to attack me anytime soon. So that's why I kind of feel secure going in on this flank here. And it's capital victory, so I have to worry about my home planet getting destroyed, but yeah. And I also have, like, you can see, like, I have like, when I have this great economy, I've decided to build star bases on basically every planet, and I have phase jump inhibitors on every planet too. So, like, for someone to come into my territory here is going to be very, very time consuming and very cumbersome. Like, even if they attack me on the flank where my army is not located. So this is kind of the thing that you can do, right, to compensate. You can use your industry and your great economy here to compensate for the fact that you don't have perhaps the best mobility as the TEC-faction. You want to make it so that it is so time-consuming, resource-consuming as possible to attack you on the flank, that you just want to use that to kind of dissuade your opponent from attacking you. You want to make it as annoying as possible to break through your system, and use that to sort of take even more territory. And yeah, so that's it. And also, except for the economy, so with regards to the economy, one thing that I found that's really nice, which I think that you should use, is once you reach these late game situations and you have a bunch of trade ports, one really nice way to get export points here. So one reason I have 23 export points. One really nice way to get export points in the late game is to get this. It's called Fulfillment Warehouse, which is a planet item. And you can place this planet item on whichever planet has a trade port. And once you do, you get 1 export point. You need Andvar to place this planet item on your planet, but if you do, you get export points. And you can use that to sort of fill out a lot of these unused allocation slots that you wouldn't otherwise use. So yeah, if you get a trade port, you get 1 export point and you get 3 allocation slots. So if you only get trade ports, you're gonna get a lot of allocation slots that you're not using, because for every trade port you get 3 allocation slots and only 1 export point. So you're not gonna use 2 of your allocation slots if you only get trade port. But if you get this fulfillment warehouse, you can, without using your precious logistic slots on your planets, you can get export points to fill out these allocation slots, and you can get just a really great economy. Another way to do it, even later in the game, is if you look here in the military, I think. Is it here? Yeah. So in the military research tree, you can also get this deep space trade eventually on your star bases. So it's a star base item, and if you get that, you get 2 export points even to fill out your allocation slots. So this is a very nice star base item as well that you can get in late game. So that's something to look out for in sort of building your economy. And you can see also, since star bases cost so much exotics, so getting star base of course costs Endurium. Getting phase jump inhibitors costs Kalanide. Once you get to the point where you want to start getting a bunch of capital ships, you see how many capital ships I have here. Those also cost exotics. You want to get capital ship items, they also cost exotics. Starbase items also cost exotics. Some research costs exotics too. You need to have a lot of exotic refineries at this point in the game. So yeah, let's just take a look at it. Yeah, so I have 9 here. I have 9 exotic refineries that are all just ready to pump out exotics on demand, which is very nice. And the final thing, I have influence. Oh, and I should just mention, let's go back to the defensive structures. With the star bases, of course, now I'm playing tech primacy. But of course, if you're an Enclave player, this is even more nice because, of course, Tech Enclave can reduce the starbase or the defensive structure cost in the research tree. So in sort of trying to make your territory safe, this is even better. Like, this strategy is even to get like these defenses with the phase jump inhibitors on each planet. So you see, I basically do have a starbase and a phase jump inhibitor on each planet here. It's kind of overkill perhaps, but it's really nice. Like, I know that my planets are just very safe in this way. And in Enclave, playing Enclave, this is even more effective, of course, because you reduce the defensive structure cost. So yeah, but that's something. And I also have influence, bunch of influence points here ready to use. So yeah, but just a bunch of late game, with the Prenast United Defense Force. Another thing here that I have access to, which I didn't have access to in the last couple of games that we looked at, is I have just a very, very good culture spread here. And I found that culture is extremely important in the late game as tech. Like, you need to have culture spread throughout your system. And as tech primacy, of course, it's also gives you access to insurgency, which is going to give you, enemy planets that are affected by your opponents, or enemy planets that are under your empire's dominant culture, which will suffer periodic attacks, which is very nice. So that's just one obvious feature of having culture in the late game, at least when playing tech primacy. And this is on the older patch, but and on the older patch with insurgents, so I have some insurgents here that are attacking his planet. But with the older patch, it's actually they didn't spawn bombers, so you didn't get crews of siege frigates with your insurgents. But now, I didn't see it in the patch notes, but I've tested this, and now in the new patch, you actually get bombers with the insurgents. which means that, yeah, this planet, for example, would get bombed here with the insurgents, and planets that aren't defended, the insurgents will not just kill all the buildings on the planet, but they will also sort of bomb the planet to eventually destroy it. So that's very nice. It's actually a really huge buff to insurgency as an ability or as a research, because planets that aren't defended are going to get bombed. They're going to get destroyed, and it's just much more annoying for your opponent to deal with that way. But okay, that's a tangent. Another very, like, one of my other favorite things about culture, like, yeah, one thing is that culture, of course, gives you more credit income as tech. So you're going to have even better economy with it. But my most favorite thing about culture I've found so far is that, and this holds for Tech Enclave as well, is this thing. You can get this familiar territory research first in Civilian 3, which gives your friendly units in your dominant culture max speed plus 10%. And you can also get, once you get in Civilian 5 tech, you can go for a 25% bonus movement speed when you're in your friendly culture. So this is a tier 5, very high-end late game tech, but this is so nice. Like, this is, and talking about the mobility issues with tech, I mean, this is absolutely huge. If you get this, I mean, you can really feel the difference. If you have this, your ships are absolutely zooming when you're in your empire's culture. And especially now, since I'm playing Tech Primacy, you see I have the Center for Human Doctrine, of course, and it gives not only weapon damage, but it also gives max speed. So once you combine this culture upgrade, which gives a friendly unit max speed in your culture, together with Center for Human Doctrine, your ships are just giga zooming around your territory, and it's just very much much easier to go from one side to the other, like, and cover flanks. So yeah, so this is a really nice way in the late game to sort of get a lot of mobility with tech that you wouldn't otherwise have. It's just very, very nice. It's really one of my favorite things to get in the late game. Like, I like, of course, pervasive economy is really iconic, and also this industrial stuff. But like this, navigation sub-channels with the max speed, I mean, I really love this. I mean, I really, yeah, it's just extremely nice whenever I get this. I really love getting this. So you should get it as well. But in any case, let's now try to, now I've been talking for a long time, let's run the game. So we can see that yellow is about to attack me, and I'm about to clean up this guy. So we're going to run the game here at, yeah, we're running at 10 times speed. I'm cleaning up this guy. I'm gonna get his Titan again, of course. And in the meantime, yellow is sort of trying to get these planets. He's trying to expand towards me, which I think is a good move by him. He has a bunch of oppressors. He has a bunch of capital ships. He has a level 3 Titan. So his army is very nice. And yeah, I eliminate white here. I'm going to get this planet. And my plan now, because I feel like I still have some time, is to sort of get this entire system of planets so that I'm kind of catching up in planets. And also, again, I want to just, solidify my territory again. I want to get star bases and phase jump inhibitors on all of these planets. I want to spread my culture. I just want to make my zone very cumbersome to get through for my opponent, and I just want to, have the economic advantage, have the industrial advantage, and so on. So what's happening here? I'm killing his star base. And what I'm about to do next is I'm about to send my Akan, my colony capital ship, together with some Harkas to just sort of capture this entire system. And I'm going to send the rest of my army to go towards the center of the map so that it's ready to sort of defend while my army is attacking, or while my while my Akan is capturing all these planets. So you see now my Akan is here. It's capturing this asteroid. It's gonna try to capture all of these planets too, and I think, yeah, I'm sending in some ships to help it. It's very nice. And yellow is sort of here. I haven't seen him yet. I think I know I know yellow is very strong from scouting before, but I can't see exactly where his army is. And I have a scout here. So, and you see, I think now yellow is about to jump over to the neutral faction over here with his army. So he's capturing this asteroid, and yeah, he's jumping. He's coming over here with his army, and he is about to attack me here in a second. And we're just gonna observe what happens here. Of course, yellow is very strong. He's probably stronger than me in many ways. He has more colonies, so he's definitely in a great position here. However, he does get a little bit overconfident. He's been running over these other players. He's been, getting the other player very quickly. Like these two other players, they didn't put up much of a resistance. But now he's come to me. He's sort of expecting, I think, to be able to do the same thing. But I have a very strong army too. So he's a little bit uncareful here. He just jumps in a little bit, not very, he's not really thinking about jumping in. He jumps in with some ships at a time, which is good for me, and we start this fight. I know he has more ships coming in, but I still decide to fight him here. He comes in with his Titan. I decide to focus his Titan. And we are going to get his Titan here. He's also focusing my Titan, but this is real nice. You can see when you have these large-scale battles, one thing that's really nice, if you can, and if you expect them to focus your Titan, is you can get this thing. If you have influence enough, you can get the armored citadel ship item in the for the neutral faction. So it gives you double crippled hull on your ships. So if you expect them to focus your Titan and you want your Titan to survive, you can just get this armored citadel thing on your Titan, and it's going to be very difficult to bring down. So now he's focusing it. I'm focusing his Titan. And I'm going to get his Titan here. I'm not sure, he should run away with it, but he doesn't do that. And you can see, like, he's trying to focus my Titan, but it has 44,000 crippled hull, which is huge. So I'm just run away with it. And this is the nice part as well. Like here, of course, I have the Center for Human Doctrine buff. It actually stacks. So yeah, I have the Center for Human Doctrine buff from my home planet, and then also from this planet. And because this is called Supreme Center for Human Doctrine, and you get it for free at your home planet, it actually stacks with the the regular Center for Human Doctrine item that you research. So yeah, and combined with the culture movement speed here, my ships are just zooming. So you see my ship is just, this is 10 times speed, but my ship is just really fast. It goes over here to repair. I have to retrofit base. And yeah, I keep fighting with my army. I managed to get this Titan. But the rest of his army is very strong. He has many oppressors here. So I fight a little bit more, but I decide to retreat. I decide to retreat towards my star base. I'll begin fighting him. Of course, I have a phase jump inhibitor, so he went after me here, but he only did that to kill the phase jump inhibitor, so he would be able to run away. Now I keep fighting him, and he goes away. So, and this is very nice. So now I can just, yeah, now he runs away. Oh, and I think I accidentally sent in my Titan after it. I'm not sure how I did that, but yeah. So my Titan actually almost, I was really afraid my Titan was going to die here, but yeah, because I have so much crippled hull, manages to get out unscathed. So that was good. He doesn't jump after it, but okay. So now we are going to heal up our army. I figure that he's not gonna want to attack me anytime soon, or at least that's my thought, because I kind of chased him away. But I was wrong about that, so he decides to sort of jump instantly towards my ice planet instead. And I'm trying to kind of get my army back. I want to heal up my Titan. I want it to be repaired. It's gonna be repaired eventually, but I figured I kind of want to try and defend this planet, so I decided to send my army without my Titan to try to defend, while my Titan is healing up, or is being repaired back here. So my entire army tries to defend while my Titan is getting repaired. And keep in mind, like, I kind of know that he has his army here. Orange has his army here. Sorry. So I know I could get attacked here, but I also know that if I get attacked, I will have time to get back, because these guys, these star bases with the phase jump inhibitors, is going to buy a lot of time. And I also have these this culture here that gives me the increased movement speed. So I'm going to be able to defend that flank in time. I mean, of course, if Orange attacked me here, it would still be kind of problematic, because then I would be attacked on both sides. But in any case, it's still, you know, still fine. I could, and luckily for me, Orange, I think Orange wasn't the most experienced player, so that was lucky for me. I didn't really have to worry about him. Of course, Orange could have attacked either one of us here, so yeah, it kind of evens out. But yeah, so we go in with our army. We try to defend here. I actually thought that I would have a little bit more, but so I try to defend, but a lot of my capital ships end up dying. I kind of make the mistake also not having my Hushikos on my army, which is not very good. But okay, I keep fighting. You see a bunch of my capital ships are dying. I'm getting some of his ships. And yeah, they all get crippled. Somehow he doesn't end up killing them, and I think I managed to get out with most of my ships actually before they die, which is very good for me. So and I mean, part of it is because he kind of he could have focused my ships better with his ships, but it's also because of this increased movement speed here that I have with the increased with the culture, with my friendly dominant culture. So I managed to get my ships out before they die. They're all crippled. So I run away, and he decides not to chase, but because he knows that I have a star base there. So he just decides to keep going for this planet. And you see, like, if I didn't have all of these defenses here, he could have just bombed this planet right away and just got it for free. But now this is going to buy so much time for me. Like, he's gonna, like, he decides he's going to try and get these defenses. And he's gonna get them eventually, of course, but this is all gonna buy a lot of time for me. He's not gonna be able to take the planet instantly. It has a lot of health because I have upgraded defense on it. And we have this starbase with planetary shields too. So this is gonna buy a lot of time. I'm going to be able to position my army here to heal it up once again. And you can see I lost some of my ships. I lost like 300 supply here, but I'm going to be able to rebuild it. I have like I have so much money. You can see I have like an insane amount of money. I can just spam build capital ships even, and I have 2 factories here They're just ready to pump out ships. I could even get more factories. I'm not sure if I have more factories, but could probably have even more factories here. Yeah, we have one factory on this planet. Do we have factories on this planet? Not really. Yeah, so I should even have even more factories, but in any case. So we're going to heal up our army here. And one thing that you should do in the late game, this is a very nice and underrated item here, which is a starbase item, which is called... I don't think... it's very nice if you don't know about it at least. So you should get this on your starbase in the late game, which is called docking booms. And you can see it's just basically... It's a massive AoE repair platform, which gives a repair buff to all of your ships in this AoE. You can see the purple circle here. So instead of with the retrofit base that just heals ships as a single target ability, this actually heals in an AoE. So you can see it actually applies to all of my ships here. So all of my crippled capital ships are actually going to heal up eventually, which is very, very nice. So yeah, they're just regenerating very quickly here, and my Titan is also getting healed up. It's also getting repaired, and you see he's still on this starbase. He's like still trying to get this planet, which has given my army time to get back to full health. So yeah, now I got my army back to full health. I decide to go in again. I know my Titan, now my Titan is back to a healthy amount of hull points, and I know he doesn't have a Titan, so now I feel comfortable again. I'm going to go in. I have really great movement speed. I think because he's beaten me in fights before, he thinks he can beat me again, so he kind of begins fighting me here. But then he notices my Titan, so he's going to kind of say, oh crap, yeah, he has a Titan and I don't, probably need to run away. And you can see, even though Vasari has a bunch of mobility, because I'm in my culture space, I can chase him here quite effectively with the culture bonus buff for movement speed. He has some trouble getting through here. It's like, you see I have phase jump inhibitors, so now he has to spend time getting these phase jump inhibitors. You see, it's just very annoying for him to be in my territory. It's just very annoying to kind of fight him in my territory. And now, yeah, so he has to spend some time getting his phase jump inhibitor, which gives me enough time to kind of get some of his ships as well. And I'm just chasing him. And I'm gonna jump after him here as too. So yeah, I jump after him. He has rebuilt his Titan, so it's on its way here. It's on its way to help. But in this position, yeah, he kind of gets distracted here for some reason, so I managed to get even more of his capital ships. And yeah, I keep chasing him. I'm going to yeah, attack him here, and let's see what has happened. I kind of stand still here for a second, apparently. Yeah, I get this asteroid. I get the Center for Human Doctrine on this asteroid. And I jump in after him. I feel like I can get him now. So, yeah. And I have a bunch of ships coming in here as well. So I jump in. We fight him here. I do manage to get his Titan a second time. And yeah, so I'm going to just attack his Titan. His Titan is really low level since I killed it, and my Titan is already level 5. So I have a much stronger Titan than him. He tries to focus my Titan, but of course it still has a lot of crippled hull. So I keep it in the fight until it gets low, and then I kind of send it out and to repair. And then the rest of my army is able to clean up his army, and yeah, so this is, and then yeah, it doesn't show in the replay here, but after I killed his Titan, shortly after I killed his Titan a second time, he kind of got enough, so he left the game. so he didn't want any more of it. I don't think that yellow had lost the game here, but because he still had more planets than me, he could potentially defend. If orange attacked me on the other side, I wouldn't be able to just fully commit to eliminating yellow, so he wasn't completely lost. But in any case, he had enough. He had enough of this, and he left the game shortly after I got his Titan. So, but of course we're definitely in a very good position here. We get most of his ships, and yeah, so that was basically the game. I'm going to fast forward here very quickly to just see the situation, because red is about to, or sorry, orange is about to attack me on the other side, and we're just gonna fast forward really quick to see what happens there. So see there. Alright, so really quickly here. So I just wanted to show this because I wanted to show sort of just as a particular game state. So now, yeah, you can see this is fast forwarding a bit. I've come back here with my army to this asteroid, and I'm about to attack orange. Orange decided to come out of his bunker that he had with these planets, and he's finally come out to try and attack me. And he's managed to get one of my planets before I had the chance to get back, but thanks to my mobility that I got from the culture, I managed to get back very quickly. And now I'm about to attack orange, and I can just, I mean, I'm about to win this fight very convincingly, but I wasn't exactly sure about that before I went in, because I kind of looked, and I looked at this bar, and I see that he actually does have 2,400 supply, which is a maxed out Vasari army, and of course I can't get that because I'm playing tech, so I have a maxed out army but only at 2,000 supply. And yeah, I'm about to win very convincingly still, but I was a little bit afraid before going in here. So I decided that, okay, I'm gonna make sure that even if I somehow lose this fight, I'm not going to lose the game, right? So because if I lose this fight and he just goes for my home planet, I might actually just lose, even though I shouldn't. So what I did is I just, because as I said, I have this industry. So here on my home planet, you can see I'm getting 5 factories on my home planet here and the planet next to it. I'm getting 2 factories on this planet. And I also have a factory on my planet here right next to me, right next to my army. So I have just a huge amount of factories. I'm not sure if I have more, but yeah, I think that's it. But I thought that, okay, I'm going to trade aggressively with this guy, and even if I somehow end up managing to lose the fight, I'm going to sort of get enough of his army so that once I rebuild, I'm going to rebuild my army much faster than him, and that way I can kind of, even if he wins the fight, I'm going to have more stuff coming in, which means I'm going to win in the long run still. So it's just making a really safe call. I just wanted to show that because this is something you can do to prepare before going in. If you're in this late game situation, you can just get a ton of factories and trade aggressively with your opponent. And yeah, we can just look at this fight for a second. So, and but yeah, so I hope this was interesting to watch. I hope you got something out of it at least. I had a lot of fun kind of selecting these replays and trying to make this video. And also thanks to Empire Rebel, I think his name was, in the comment section for pointing out that I could get access to these replays by reverting to the older version of Sins. So yeah, big thanks to that. It's allowed me to make this, and yeah, that's enough for now, and I'll see you in the next video.